When my wife and I were planning a trip to the Black Sea, we read all about Varna and also all about Burgas, but we just could not decide which one of the two to visit. After going back and forth and getting totally stressed out trying to make our decision, we finally decided to visit both. So which one turned out to be better? Well, that's what I'm going to discuss in this video. If you're planning a short visit here, or maybe even considering living here long-term, we'll let you know everything we learned about this region of Bulgaria. My name is Ryan, my wife Emily and I are the Snail Travelers. The beaches. Right, so the beaches are the main reason people come to the Black Sea part of Bulgaria. And with good reason, the beaches here are indeed quite beautiful. No, it's not Hawaii, it's not Tahiti, but there is something special about the Black Sea beaches here that you don't see in other parts of the world. So let's get into it, and let's take a look at the difference between the beaches in Varna and Burgas. First of all, the beaches in Burgas seemed, to us at least, to be just a little bit more peaceful of the two. Varna's beaches seem to have a bit more of an active vibe and maybe just a little bit of a younger feel, if that makes sense. And if you really want the party atmosphere, then head to 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗏 Beach, which is in between Burgas and Varna, and there are many other resort towns like this in the area. We didn't come to 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗏 Beach ourselves because that's not the vibe we wanted. Now, as far as the natural beauty of the beaches at Burgas and Varna, well, I would say they are both beautiful, and I would say there isn't much of a difference there. Overall, the beach in Burgas was just a little bit more appealing to us. We're old geezers and prefer the slower pace there. The sand sculptures in Burgas were also very fun, especially this one here. That one just made us laugh. We named this one Sandy.
Wow.
So overall, in our opinion, Burgas is the winner. But hey, maybe you prefer the Varna vibe a bit more, then go for it. They are both great places with great beaches. The Sea Garden. So both Burgas and Varna have a giant park along the seaside, and they both have the same name, the Sea Garden. Both are fantastic places to go for a nice walk when the weather is cooperating, and although they are about the same size and similar in many other ways as well, there are some differences that distinguishes them from each other. First of all, the park in Varna has some extra experiences thrown into the mix, including a zoo, a dolphin aquarium, and water parks. And the Sea Garden in Burgas has activities too. I'm not saying there's nothing to do here, but overall, we felt like the entertainment options were slightly better in Varna. However, if it's just a nice and relaxing stroll through the park that you're looking for, then Burgas takes the prize. And overall, yeah, we have just a slight preference for the Sea Garden in Burgas compared to Varna, but like the beaches, they are both one of the highlights of each city. And if you happen to prefer the park in Varna, well, that's okay. You go right ahead, and you have my permission to feel that way. The prices. So Varna is the bigger city of the two, and so you would expect the prices to be a bit higher in Varna. And yeah, you'd be right about that, but with a catch. Let's take a look at one example here. The budget hotels on Booking.com in Varna are running in the range of 500 to 600 euros for a week in July, whereas in Burgas, the prices are 100 euros cheaper on average. So what's the catch? Well, although the average price might be higher in Varna, we were able to reverse that with some bargain hunting. In Burgas, we stayed in a studio apartment that is about a 20-minute walk to the beach. It was quite comfortable with a good kitchen. We enjoyed the sunset from the balcony, and there was a bird's nest with 2 eggs behind the air conditioner. We did have to climb 5 flights of stairs to get to the apartment. There were a few ants on the floor, and there was only 1 set of sheets, so I just took the tablecloth off the table and used that, and it was fine, and then put it back on the table in the morning. I like having my own sheet, while most couples I think prefer to share. The apartment overall was great, and the issue with the ants and the sheets was so minor that it wasn't worth contacting the host to complain. We would stay here again the next time we come back to Burgas, and especially appreciated having a washing machine. Now in Varna, our apartment was also a studio, and it had everything we needed except for a frying pan. It was in a brand new building, there were extra sheets, free homemade tea, even a dishwasher, although we never used it, a very loud but refreshing air conditioner, information on what to see and eat, no ants, just one fly that constantly harassed us, and a very polite sign wishing us a Merry Christmas even though we were there in July. We paid €46 per night for the apartment in Burgas and 38 per night for the apartment in Varna, and this was during the peak season. Links to the listings for these apartments are in the description below. If we were living in either Varna or Burgas long term, we think our monthly spending would be in the $1,300 to $1,500 range per month, and I'll put more details in the description below. Overall, we're going to say it's a tie score for prices, and we don't think the price difference is enough to worry about. Beyond the beach. If you come to the Black Sea region of Bulgaria and spend the whole time on the beach, you go right ahead. I won't judge you for it. But if you want to add some additional activities to add to your beach time, we've got you covered. These churches you have been looking at are all here in Varna. Most of them are open to visitors. Varna is also home to a complex of ancient Roman baths, definitely worth a visit to see for two reasons, we think. One, they are very well preserved as far as archaeological sites go, and two, they are located in the center of town, so they are easy to get to. Now, let's go back down to Burgas, where there are some charming towns just outside of the city itself. One of these is 𝗕𝗟𝗅, with its charming medieval churches and buildings. And yes, the souvenir shops do detract from the ambience, but we think it's possible to ignore that and just let your imagination focus on what it was like to live here many centuries ago. Another village worth a visit just outside of Burgas is 𝗕𝗟𝗄, where you can spend the day exploring the cobblestone streets lined with delightful wooden houses. So, which is better for activities beyond the water, Varna or Burgas? Well, we're going to give Burgas the win in this category, just a personal preference, and you don't need to worry about getting bored in either Burgas or Varna. Quickfire categories. Let's quickly go over just a few more categories, starting with the food. We think Varna is the winner because there is slightly more variety. The Black Sea area is a great place to get international food, and as you can guess from watching these clips, we enjoyed eating Mexican food here. We also enjoyed eating Lebanese food in Varna, where we both loved falafel wraps and deliciously seasoned chicken with yogurt sauce. In Burgas, our taste buds fell in love with these Greek gyros, and we ate at this great and small gyro stand multiple times during our stay. I'll be talking a lot more about Bulgarian food in our next video about the pros and cons of living in Bulgaria. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it. We think public transportation is adequate in both Varna and Burgas. The buses are comfortable and run frequently, especially during the summer, and both Burgas and Varna have decent train connections to other cities in Bulgaria. Getting between Varna and Burgas was easy enough, under 3 hours on the bus, but we're going to give Varna a slight edge because there are more flight options to other parts of Europe compared to Burgas. If you're considering a longer stay and looking for the more established expat community, then we think Varna has more of an opportunity to meet other foreigners living in the Black Sea region of Bulgaria. The weather is going to be a tie, mainly because Varna and Burgas aren't really that far apart from each other, so the weather doesn't vary much between the two cities. Another tie is going to be for safety. Both cities felt very safe to us. And finally, if you want the more authentic Bulgarian feel, then we say go with Burgas. Varna is more touristy and had more of a resort vibe, whereas Burgas feels more similar to the rest of Bulgaria to us. So here's a summary for which city wins which category based on our experience. Your experience might be different. Let me know in the comments if that's true. And even though we would choose Burgas over Varna if we had to choose just one, let me suggest to you that you visit both. That's what we did, and we are glad we did because both cities are fantastic in their own right. Hey, touch on that subscribe icon so you don't miss any of our future content. This playlist has more videos from around Bulgaria. This playlist has more destinations around the world. And down here we have another video for you to check out. Thanks for traveling with us.